first thing that I want to talk about is veigv2 doing too much. So, taking a look at veigv2's jungle pathing, doing raptors into Krugs into red, as we can see here in the early game, signals that he wants to play for topside.
My bad.
Which is fine. My problem is,
what is this other thing?
In early game, I really dislike these days. The reason for this is, objective stacking soul, stacking grubs is really important. When you do this type of ganks, interrupting your clear, your tempo and your flow of the game gets a bit awkward, and it's going to be harder to punish enemy doing the first Drake, or you'll be late on
Did veigv2 skip 2 camps to gank top? I didn't even realize that.
the grubs. You're going to fall behind. This is not a gank that I
Thank you for
like
the
to
sub.
do. It's not worth me falling behind for. If you take a look at Poppy's lane condition, she's down a potion, sure, but she's also up health. Why should she get a gank here rather than veigv2 just full clear? If
Wait,
veigv2
how did I not realize this in game? I should have flamed him for this as well. What the fuck?
clears here, he's gonna
There's no gank option here. Because it's Jax with cookies and Dorn Shield. Like, there's no way, unless he, like, really mega overcommits, but then it's such a flip, which I don't think is going to happen. Like, you need to get a kill here, because if you don't, the gank is absolutely dog shit. Even if you force Jax to base TP and lose a few minions, what you're losing in jungle is way harsher.
It's gonna be in this push at 320 anyways, and he could look for the gank regardless. So I don't like this. This is first example of him doing too much. Even if he was to, let's say, kill Jax here, I would still say this is bad to do.
But also, like, Poppy doesn't need a gank. She's so healthy and fine here.
I'd much rather have
She should have a potion though, but it's Baus, he doesn't buy a potion. So yeah.
him full clear. Next play I want to talk about him doing too much is here. Coming from base, veigv2
Okay.
is fairly strong, with his top camp spawning up. Syndra's wave is not good, and she needs help. At least that's what he's probably communicating. If you think about how much time does veigv2 have to help to actually help Syndra here, he has to kill these casters, and also kill this wave. If he only kills these casters and just leave, it doesn't actually help Syndra. So, in my opinion, Syndra should always just farm what she can and just recall and TP back. If Syndra has to give these casters of XP and gold to get her base, that is fine, that's her problem. It's not something that veigv2 should fall behind on. Because here he goes mid, shows himself, which makes Jack's game easier, makes these guys' game easier. He doesn't achieve anything, as now Asir can still...
To be honest, this is not veigv2's fault, this is my fault. My call here is wrong, 100%. 100%. If he was able to be here 5 to 10 seconds earlier, then the call would have been good. Because the caster's minion would crash or whatever, or he would freeze, but then this wave would have been way further back. This is actually my bad, not veigv2's bad.
Still slow push if he wants to, and Syndra still has to give creeps. So veigv2 now could already been done with the wolves, and taking Grump as it spawns. His tempo is now delayed, and also we 100% know he's topside now, which of course they could assume regardless that he's doing this, but you see his tempo is just going to be slower for no reason. Is this game losing? No, it's not. Of course, it's not game losing a decision like this, but it also didn't achieve anything either.
That's
I would
true.
be fine with this if it actually helps Neme, as in, like I said, if the other wave was too far away. Like, let's say this one was like over here, then this can be actually useful, you know? But since you're not crashing
This
it
is true,
anyways,
I've been caught.
and you don't want to commit enough time and resources to actually crash it, because you would then share XP with Syndra for the whole 2 waves,
I've been
basically.
caught.
Just not worth it. Not
Ridiculous.
worth it for his time. Next example of him
How
doing
did we
too
dodge
much,
again?
which this one, in my
Okay,
opinion,
next
really
example.
hurt the game. veigv2 got his team the first 3 grubs, and then he opens the map on bot side here, and he rushes for a bot play. I didn't like this play, because if you take a look at his gold,
Let's be honest, that's probably not
soon-
his fault. Probably, I would assume Crown is calling him here, right?
has Kraken. He just needs to farm a little bit. I would want him to play for 6 grubs. I think his team comp, if they find a group timer on 6 grubs, with him having Kraken over Skarner, because he has lead over Skarner, they can get something good happening. But he opens the map here, doesn't farm his Raptor spawn, tunnels on this play here that's always available. If Kai'Sa bases here, then veigv2 can't get there in time. If Kai'Sa stays, then she will stay regardless, and Ezreal will win regardless. So he goes here, sweeps their wards, leaves his camps open to rush for this play that, in my opinion, he can just let his bot lane win 2v2. Trading his ult for Skarner ult is fine, that's not a problem. Rakan wasted R as well. But none of this needed to happen, right? And if you're Skarner in
Okay, I'm not sure if I agree here.
the situation, and your bot lane gets really chunked, and you don't see veigv2, Skarner might just come anyways, and you can get away with farming. So, like I said, I think overall game plan should just be let your bot win 2v2 here, farm your camps, play for Kraken. You can gank bot one time after your camps, that's fine if there's an angle, right? You can alternate.
I mean, for sure, Crowny called him here, but
chase their tempo as well.
I don't think it's super bad here to go bot and clear two wards and leave. I don't see it. I'm just not sure like whether Crowny or Reckless can die here to a Skarner gank. I assume they can't, I guess. They probably can't die to a gank, so it is probably better to clear regardless, but this is like kind of like one of those scenarios where if the enemy goes for a gank and veigv is there, it's kind of like a triple kill into game ends.
Well, all of that is fine, but you should not delay your tempo and hurt the grubs, because you'll see now in the long run here,
he overstays here for sure. I think the Tribush ward was not important. I think sweep, pink ward was fine, but then he could have just backed.
Ends up being really bad for veigv. He now farms, and now he bases, skipping his raptors, buys the Kraken. If he did what I said, he could still get Kraken, but done all of his camps. Now Grubs is spawning, Braum is not there, Ezreal is not there, Viego's not there. Nobody's here. There's no reason why they should be allowed to take them. So, rightfully so, he now ignores the 6 Grubs.
Braum should sweep for him. Did Braum house sweep? I'm trying to see. Here. Braum did house sweep. I agree. Braum should have swapped here. 100%.
Well,
that would have been better. Second of all, I don't think our team is playing for second drops here. Like, you're saying in the video, second drops are important. But I don't see why they are. I don't think they're gonna do anything for our team comp whatsoever.
You'd always be able to have Kraken versus no Heartsteel. That's the lead he got from the kill that he got earlier. I don't see why they couldn't look to play for 6 grubs. I think denying Jack's grubs is great. Denying Asir grubs is really, really good. Asir with grubs can easily cross map and make himself get fed that way. Next thing for veigv. I thought this play was really good by him, honestly. I just felt like he overextended the play.
Denying Jack's Asir 3 is more important than our own grubs.
One thing
but I don't agree because these champions don't use grubs at all in this game. Like, maybe it's just the players playing that way, but the way EMEA Masters games were going, like, nobody was using grubs at any stage of the game.
Crowny, though, is that when he TP's back here, Kai'Sa is getting close to Kraken, right? I would have liked for Ezreal to contest this wave and slowly fight Kai'Sa, knowing he has his whole team here. He can slowly poke at Kai'Sa and match the push, I feel like, and make it harder for Kai'Sa to recall. Viego should be able to, with Syndra, to take this dragon. Because now if Ezreal already here, Ezreal to contest back here, Kai'Sa is getting close to Kraken, right? I would have liked for Ezreal to contest this wave and slowly fight Kai'Sa, knowing he has his whole team here.
I agree with this, 100%. Especially because it's like a scenario where Viego has Kraken, and this champion with Kraken melts objectives really fast. He doesn't need help in this case. If it's another jungler, like, let's say it's an Ivern or a Skarner, Ezreal helping is more justifiable. I agree with this.
He can slowly poke at Kai'Sa and match the
There's no reason to help here.
Waves. Kai'Sa now is already in base, and she will lose most of this wave, for sure. But you see, now she's back on the map. She should lose quite a lot more, I feel like, and more chip damage on the tower if Ezreal was just to contest the wave more. Because it's kind of scary from Kai'Sa's perspective. When this happens, if Ezreal is laning against you and your Kai'Sa here, it's kind of scary. Kai'Sa's not going to auto-attack Ezreal or do anything. This Kai'Sa, with no ult, if Ezreal shows up here, she's not going to push the way that she did. And therefore she won't get Kraken base. After doing this dragon,
back to veigv.
When you get this Grump, enemy has very little vision. Because Braum sweeps this. I think staying bot here is a big mistake. Now you should always cross to your top side. Or go somewhere else. I think unless you're gonna stand and make a line here.
Well, that's kind of funny. He says that. Mid preferred Heartfield. We're Heartfield on ADC, huh? It's kind of funny he says that because the way usually our conversations were going is that after we sweep, we should just wait for them to face check and kill them.
And proxy them. Unless you're gonna do that, there's no point to stay bot. He ends up getting rewarded here, because Rakan is master player. That is the only reason he gets rewarded. Rakan is their sub. Rakan face checks this bush here and dies for no reason. If these guys play under tower here, veigv is wasting his time. Now, he doesn't have a lot of gold, that's true. But he has other things to do. Looking for this pink, looking to clear vision, getting into topside is more important for him to do. If he assumes his top camps is gone because Skarner was topside here, then you should look to play aggressive on bot lane, which is not what they did. Because
Just
they
play
didn't
safe
deny
for
Kai'Sa
head.
entrance to the lane. Which is why I was saying,
He just
if
called
you're going to
Rakana
do this,
master player.
you
Wow.
need Ezreal now to stand here and veigv2 to go here and actually fight them and deny them entrance. But if you're not confident in doing that, there's no reason to stay bot. Final thing for Velia, and final thing I thought that he just is doing too much, is here. So here he clears down to bot lane. It's good. Good job. What I don't like though is, what are we playing through here? Mid has push, and bot has push. This means on these two waves, we should be making a play happen. What plays are available? Blue buff is spawning, bot turret is available, deep side lane push on bot lane is available. Securing red buff makes sense, it's combat power, and you have time to do it, but after he chooses Krugs. Krugs is big mistake, in my opinion. Blast gone over, connect with your team, you can use Syndra's timer, this allows Syndra to go here and go for the next wave as well, because
Yeah, I can see this. I can see this being right.
This makes hitting bot turret easier for bot lane as well, and you can invade the Grump and the blue
I
buff
can see
respawn,
this, yeah.
which if we go back,
Skip Crocs,
this
play
play
for
here.
enemy blue, 100%. I can see that. This is for sure correct. Not the easiest thing to see in game, but yeah. Fixing the world. One scoundrel at a time. Mickey, what the hell is she doing?
is what veigv2 was doing here. So if Velia made a better plan, he also knows their Grump respawn. So yeah, again, here...
Yeah, we need to start timing enemy camps, $1,000,000,000. Or enemy inhips or stuff like that. We need to start timing enemy camps and then making plans around them. How many EMEA Masters trophies veigv2? That's what I thought. 0. 0 EMEA Masters trophies. Oh, look who it is. He wanted to go eat.